start off with some of this football content with the Stephon Diggs trade. I think we started talking a little bit about it.
You kidding me, dude?
That thing's husky,
Bro, it's thick.
So we started talking a little bit about it in the group chat, and I think this was, in my opinion, the nail in the coffin for the Buffalo Bills' window for a Super Bowl. We've seen it year in and year out. Josh Allen is not good enough to raise the level of the players around him in order to go to the Super Bowl. I'm not saying he's not good enough to, go to the playoffs and maybe win a few games, but he has yet to do it and go and see it through to the end and even lose the championship game. So, you lose the players they did on defense. You lose those two safeties. You lose the offensive lineman that they lost. Now you get rid of the number one receiver. Who is a number one receiver? I mean, is that even really much of a question? And
no.
I mean,
Trey White,
I'm gonna be honest though, from my perspective,
manufacture a bunch of pass rush. In my opinion, it wasn't there. How many natural pass rushers did they have? So
they've got two. They got one now because Rousseau's gone, isn't he? Didn't Rousseau leave this year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think Rousseau left, did he?
This is what happens.
I think Epinesa left.
I mean, regardless,
I know Epinesa left.
I feel like Patrick Mahomes makes a lot of people reach for takes just because to have something to talk about. When in reality, this man left 13 seconds on the clock with a defensive head coach. And that's on Josh Allen. But they go to that Super Bowl. They win that Super Bowl. The high off that might bring them one extra free agent that wants to be part of that. The high off that, Allen builds off that. Then he goes back to another one. I'm putting Sean McDermott right on the hot seat. What has McDermott done right then and there? After that playoff loss, he's on the hot seat. What has he done to maintain his job while we sit and talk about if Mike Tomlin should not be a coach or blah, 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 whoever else?
No, 100%. I'm with you 100%. I'm not taking any without a number one receiver. Who is available to replace Stephon Diggs that is the caliber both on and off the field, both in the locker room?
Well, I like Brandon Beane, their GM. He seems to be a decent GM. Things get tough when you have to pay your quarterback. That's when shit gets tough. And that's when you have to make decisions like that. And you have to say to yourself, 31-year-old receiver who's acting like a diva, 27-year-old Josh Allen, our future for the next 10 years. Maybe they take a hit this year, but I think they look at Dalton Kincaid as a big passing option. So he's going to be basically their number two. They lost Gabe Davis, and it's a generational draft class potentially for receivers. So they should have no trouble getting a guy in the first round, whether they move up or move back to get more picks. They could get a guy in the third round.
Generational receiver class?
I hear you.
Yeah, bro. That's oof. That's
Yeah, I mean, I'll say this.
There's never been a time where 5 receivers have won the first round. It might happen this year.
Jr.'s generational talent. Roma Duze, the number 2. I mean, it's
Malik Neighbors.
Yeah, they're talking about Neighbors.
back to Ronnie's point of there not being 5 wide receivers drafted in the first round. In 2020, there were 6. So,
I guess, bro.
and those 6 were Henry Ruggs, Jerry Jeudy, CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson, Brandon Ayuk, and Jalen Reagor.
So 2 of them.
So
Yeah, that was generational. That was probably generational to a degree too. But how many went in the second round and then the third round? Look in the top 100, bro. There's probably going to be 10 to 11 receivers that go.
T. Higgins was the first receiver off of the board in the second round. So
okay, that's one.
I'm telling you, no, I'm letting you know that's what Google says, bro.
And that's a great.
You saying that this,
this is a
generational. You saying this is a generational draft? Like, nah, bro. Receivers just come out now. Like, they throw the ball a lot more in college. It's a whole lot easier to be a receiver in college now. But
when did the first receiver go in that draft? Wait, when did the first receiver get taken in that draft? Wasn't it Jalen Reagor off the board? I'm sorry, that 15 picks went without one receiver going in this draft. 3 are going to go in the top 15. Not comparable.
I'm talking about The Buffalo Bills has closed the window to win a Super Bowl. Period, point blank. Sure, go draft 1 or 2 receivers to replace your Stephon Diggs and your Gabe Davis. But then how are you going to replace Tre'Davious?
It'll take a year or two.
How are you going to replace Jordan Poyer? How are you going to replace...
Tre'Davious White's kind of been gone, but I hear you.
I'm just saying, okay. Micah Hyde. How are you going to go...
I agree.
All these dudes in the first and second round... You know what I mean? Like, that's just not...
I mean, bro, but sometimes it's just luck. Like, sometimes it's just luck. Sometimes you just... Guys' contracts all come up at the same time.
And life went like this. Bang! And shut the door right in front of them. You're not going to the Super Bowl for another 5 or 10 years. Guaranteed.
I know.
Probably.
I know firsthand.
I don't disagree, but having the quarterback at least gives you an option to reopen that door relatively easier than most teams.
Than a team that just signed Baker Mayfield for... 100 and whatever.
Yes.
Correct.
Very true.
I'm with
Very
you.
true.
I'm with you 100% with that. But again, I just directly looking at this and how it affects both teams.
So you would have kept Diggs?
I would have at least kept Diggs and got some sort of player value.
Yeah.
Player value, not some draft.
Like they could have got John Mechie back or something like that at least. You know, something. Yeah, I feel you that. And it's a next year's second too, which is like you're not even getting one of these receivers from this class.
Bro, that's my point. You just lost Gabe Davis.
And Gabe Davis, right.
You just lost him.
Well, and the other part is too that they waited until after Stephon Diggs there was a date where he was getting one of his bonuses of like $6 million, and they traded him after that, so they have a $30 million dead cap for this. That's tough. That's a tough one. $30 million in dead cap. Oof.
And he's been bitching, bro. He's been bitching for years, and then this is what they get out of him. Like, bro, it's just wild. Like, I think it's poor. Like, sure, Bean has done what he can and whatever, but I think this is just. That was an abomination. That's up there with Justin Fields and the Bears.
With the existing losses that the Bills have taken, they could have the best draft class that they've ever had in franchise history and still be a worse team than they were last year. Like, they lost everyone of note. They only got worse, like substantially worse. And their division, I don't know if you're paying attention, might be getting better. Junior is under the impression that the window is closed.
For sure. But, like, you know what I mean? Like, if we were starting football on Sunday, who is lining up at the X? Who is lining up at the Z?
Khalil Shakir is their X.
Me and Avery? Like,
is it Khalil Shakir?
Ronnie, you want to run in the slot? Like, we got the 2 outside spots. You can play in between.
Who else? I don't even know who else. Like, Khalil Shakir. And this is a contract that nobody ever talks about with, and now I wouldn't be surprised if it starts coming up, but like, look up how much Dawson Knox got paid. Like, he got a dumb contract. Like I said when they gave it to him, like
top 5 highest paid tight ends, if I'm not mistaken.
The only reason Dawson Knox matters in the NFL.
Yeah, they're paying him $12 million to be the second string tight end
by a fucking rookie. That was a horrible fucking signing. Like extending Dawson Knox, whatever. I think he was like at the time the number 3.
I don't understand why you paid Dawson Knox if you're gonna go get Kincaid literally a year after. Like, I don't understand that.
I don't think Cam Newton was ever gonna be that great after 30 something. I don't think Lamar Jackson's gonna be that great after 30 something. I don't think Josh Allen's gonna be that great after 30 something. So you run him till the wheels fall off and let him do what the motherfucker he does.
You have 3 years.
Best. Bro, you're gonna make Josh Allen. Let me ask you this: do you want Josh Allen doing what he does at his best for the next 3 years, or pocket passer Josh Allen? Don't move, just be a pocket.
I don't want Josh Allen. Period.
For
I'm the guy that doesn't want Josh Allen. Period.
This is where I have a question.
What's up?
Okay. Was Ben Roethlisberger not shit after 30? Sure, the offense wasn't calling designed runs, okay? I'm not saying they were calling designed quarterback power and bullshit like that, but I'm sure the hits taken, and I'm sure it's very, very similar, okay?
Well, Ben.
So what I'm getting at,
I think there's a difference though between being in the pocket, taking hits from your blind side, versus running DBs over. For one, for two, Ben Roethlisberger was never, Josh Allen probably broke Ben Roethlisberger's career rushing yards in the first 3 seasons. Right. So it's not comparable. Ben Roethlisberger was never a running quarterback.
If Josh Allen stops running, isn't he just Phil Rivers?
Less than that.
Like, isn't that his?
So why make him stop running? Just do what you do, brother. Let's see how long this can last us. We're gonna play hero ball because guess what? The other is who? To be honest, the drop off to the next quarterback is gonna be big. You know who it is. And who are they gonna draft at 28? Unless they went with like Penix.
Oh yeah, they did bring back fucking.
Yeah, they have Trubisky. Yeah, I mean maybe you could draft Penix or something, but. That would be a hell of a move to move off Allen right now. I mean, that would be crazy.
Oh, Mike McDaniel. Could y'all imagine Mike McDaniel with fucking Josh Allen? This is a guy who wants to. It's a guy who wants to push the ball down the field with a guy who can throw the ball 85 fucking yards.
Yes, and he simplifies it too. He's not gonna tell you, "Yo, I need you to beat this team with accuracy, pinpoint accuracy." No, he's gonna
literally throw the fucking ball down the field.
Yes,
grenade toss that bitch.
So, I just thought of this. I was under the impression, I really was a believer that Brian Daboll made Josh Allen good. And I'm kind of starting to maybe think that Stephon Diggs made Josh Allen good because he didn't have numbers until he got Stephon Diggs. And now I'm...
Here we go.
Hang on. Now I'm kind of starting to think of what Aaron Rodgers looked like the first time he didn't have Devontae Adams, which is not good. It was bad.
No.
So is this what we're going to be doing because he runs?
We need...
So is Aaron Rodgers last year in Green Bay without Devontae Adams, without Stephon Diggs? Is that his ceiling?
They don't have an Aaron Jones, so no.
Bro, but I would just say...
That's understand about him.
Eye test. Go watch Aaron Rodgers highlights. It's disgusting. I don't like Aaron Rodgers. I hate him, but disgusting. I mean, you're talking about continuous, under 5 interceptions, 40-plus touchdowns. Unbelievable. You watch him throw the ball, it's incredible. It's incredible. Aaron Rodgers is incredible throwing the goddamn football.
The most talented arm, quite possibly, in NFL history, bro.
Period.
Like, just call it what it is, bro.
It is that. And it's Avery. Isn't it? Well, it's.
I mean, where's the drop off though? What is the big drop off? Is it in his touchdowns? Is it in his yards? Like, is it in completion?
Well, here's my thing though. We're not respecting Devontae Adams enough in this question. You lost Devontae Adams.
I'm comparing him
bro. If the passing numbers didn't go down from losing the greatest receiver in the NFL at the time, then he's not the greatest receiver. If Aaron Rodgers numbers stayed the same, I would say, Devontae Adams maybe wasn't that good, bro, or something like that. But they liked each other. It's a team sport, bro. There's not any reason to say one guy had to have another guy.
Jimmy Garoppolo and fucking the kid from Purdue, what's his face? AOC throwing to him. Devontae was still.
What's the AOC?
O'Connell. I'm curious what you think about this, especially being a coach, and I'm really curious what Avery thinks about this. I guess that there's a huge problem in the NFL and just communication alone where these quarterbacks in the offseason, their quarterback coach does not have direct contact with the team. Yeah. How mind-boggling is that? I'll say this. Just like Alex Guerrero getting kicked out of the Patriots practices. Why? You need to be in constant communication with the quarterback and with the quarterback coach. He should damn near be in your organization.
Why? And I see this with high school kids a little bit. Mostly like receivers and DBs with technique. They'll go into an off-season trainer or something like that, and they'll work on specific techniques which are wonderful. You know what I mean? I'm not saying those techniques are bad. Those techniques don't work. I don't know those techniques. Sure. But then,
right, like they're learning how to press all summer, and y'all play off coverage 90% of the time.
Does what they're learning fit the system?
Right.
And do they have the ability to compartmentalize that technique?
Implement it.
Implement it, right.
That technique. Maybe I'll pull that technique out of my hat when I'm in man coverage and,
yes.
I want to try, so I see it. You know what I mean?
Right. And then the other thing is, then you try to tell them something different. And it's like, well, my coach in the summer.
Right. And it's weird. And then what? And then I reach out to a coach like that, and I'm like, hey, not trying to intervene, but you know, this
right.
Is there any way
Hell yeah.
could? And they're like, bro, you ain't my boss. I ain't got like, all right.
Right.
I'm telling you that this athlete plays in this system. You're training them, and maybe to get the most out of that kid or out of that professional athlete is to be in a technique that is conducive to the system, is conducive to the offense or defense. You know, like
right.
I could show you on tape kids doing just that, like trying to mix and match like man turns that somebody else is teaching them is not conducive to our man coverage, and it's just like
right,
you know.
Oh yeah.
But you would think, I'll say this: a high school kid being caught in that situation shouldn't be. I hear you. The quarterback coach should be in contact with the team and the OC. The quarterback should have a good enough idea about what the playbook is and what the coaches are
telling them,
that they should be able to articulate that to their quarterback coach so they can get
True.
those things rather than something else. You know what I mean? Like
True.
At that point, you're just, in my opinion, a lazy player. You're not doing your part in the progression. You're just like, oh, well, the quarterback coach said to do this, and I'm doing that. Yeah, bro. You know and I know that ain't conducive to success here. You're not progressing in the system. You're progressing on your own accord. I don't know. What do you think?
No, I feel you.
Like, what do you think? Like, I guess what I'm saying is it comes down to me. Like, you look at these 7-on-7 things, like destroying, for example, right? Destroying runs these one-on-one. He ran those one-on-one stuff on YouTube, right? He did a lot of that stuff. Some of those camps and those one-on-ones go over techniques.
I don't think his does. I think his was just, a grab of content, but
it doesn't.
Yeah, like I don't.
In that tackle,
yeah,
this is that fucking kid.
Yeah, well, he fucking fractured his neck doing it. So
hey, we can talk about that here after this, but yeah, man,
legit kicker though.
Yeah, oh yeah,
he's a very good kicker. I feel like if you're getting coached outside, like in the summer, like as a player, it's also your responsibility to tell the outside coach, like, hey, this is the system that we're running. This is the technique that I run in my system. Can you help me get better with this technique? That's just me also. Like what Riley's saying, like it makes a lot of sense. I just feel like as a player, you should tell your outside trainers, like, hey, this is what I'm looking for and what my coaches are looking for to me getting better at. This is what we do. This is what we do in our practice. So that trainer also knows, like, okay, I don't have to do this. Like, give them something different.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Not just work on something completely different than what the system is. I think that's, the Guerrero and Brady thing. I just think, that was Tom being, or not Tom, but Bill being a control freak.
100%. His dad.
That's all that comes down to, bro. Like Bill Belichick being a control freak. Because then wasn't Gronk working out with him too?
Bro, yeah.
Like,
yeah, that's what happens. A lot of the Patriots players started going, and what happened was Gronk got on like the squat. Gronk was like, "No, I'm not doing squats no more. I'm not doing this no more," because they started realizing, like, damn, like I don't really need to do that for what I'm doing. And then he was, and something happened. I guess something happened. He didn't want to squat one day because he said that's not what he's doing no more. And Belichick was like, "Yeah, that's why you're fucking not blocking anymore because you're weak." Like under his breath and shit, like little stuff like that. So he's a big believer, but he's old school. He probably believes like you need to be pumping iron all crazy.
Hey, as a coach, man, like that's just where Bill came from.
I think that Bill, like, I see it again in this too. Off-season workouts as a coach, you got these kids going to trainers, right? But then when it comes into the season, when it comes into late season, sure, those kids went to an out of organizational trainer. Now that out of organizational trainer you're not with the majority of the team sweating and bleeding and going through those
bro,
motions.
like
so when it comes down to, sure, bro, it might sound like the kicker, just the kicker, but when it's 2 points on the line, the ball's on the 2-yard line, and we need 3 points. That long snapper knows that the kicker was in there doing some speed squats, sweating with him, doing the circuit, and then we all trust each other more. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. It doesn't sound
that's
like
what
it's
I wanted
correlation, but it is.
That's what 100. I wanted to say too. Like, if you're doing, like, I feel like taking, getting work outside of the organization is extra. Like, you need to take care of the in-house shit in-house.
Yeah.
Like, do your in-house work. Like, do the same workouts that the team's doing. Like, show up for those organized team activities. The stuff like that. Like, the little things. Those are what you call the little things. Like, if you want to go do work after, hey, go bust your ass, kid. Like, get out of here.
Right.
That's really what you're trying to get the fuck out of whatever position you're in. But you have to take care of the in-house stuff first before you can even think about doing anything extra.
You will be successful. If your team is not successful, you might be successeful, but in high school or college,
like,
why do these kids
dumb boob? Who
was the backup?
Remember our junior year.
Who was the backup quarterback at UFC?
Malachi Nelson.
No, not
he transferred.
Matt Castle.
Matt Castle. Boom. Why does Matt Castle get a shot? Because his team was the guy in front of him was so much better that he had the pedigree and the potential.
Wasn't it Carson Palmer's year?
Yeah.
It's Carson Palmer's year, wasn't it? Yeah. So, Carson Palmer won the Heisman and went number 1 overall.
Right. But I'm saying, you get what I'm saying. That team was good. There was so much talent around that team because they were able to do that in-house stuff that brought Matt Castle value up. He didn't even have to play to do that. Right. So if you take care of that in-house stuff, you work out with the team, you sweat, you bleed, and then you go get better after, by all means. But when you're supplementing, doing that instead of, because sure, I'm not making a morality call on squats and professional athletes. Okay, I don't know what his health is. I don't know what the condition is, right? But at the same time, if you're there and you're like, hey, I'm doing something different, but you're still in that room sweating with those boys, sweating with those guys, the team just does better. It's just that simple.
Like, boo, hey, you remember going into our junior year down here in Washington?
The Marines?
We had a fucking Marines show up every Thursday, bro. Yes. We literally had 10 Marines show up and lead fucking practice.
Yes, bro, yes.
Like, the whole coaching staff would go inside and, like, go through and get X's and O's stuff. We're out there Indian running on the cross-country trail.
That is football, bro. Right?
It was team building. That's literally what it was. It was team building. The Marines looked at us and said, yeah, your coaches said that we need to build you guys' team chemistry. So do push-ups. Do push-ups with his legs on your shoulders while your legs are on another guy's shoulders, and you have to be in unison. There is no waving going up and down in the push-up. It's got to be all 5 of you up and down at the same time. It's not fucking counting if it's like this.
Bro,
it's like, how is this going to make me a better kicker?
Bro, but it doesn't. It puts the faith in the long snapper and the holder that if all they have to do is just their job, this dude's going to put the ball in through the uprights. Sure, it didn't help you kick the ball better.
That's the ideology that everybody accredits to Bill Belichick. That's the Patriot way, is everybody does their job. All 53 guys on the roster knew their fucking assignment. Every coach that was underneath
everybody's got a job to do. Yep. Do your fucking job.
The problem is, though, is the second that they didn't win, nobody believed any of the bullshit. So if you're not winning, people are going to be like, why the fuck we doing this shit, man? We ain't fucking winning.
Right.
Well, it's not so much not winning. It's not winning and, oh, yeah, the guy who was throwing the ball for 20 years, he's not here. It's a hell of a time to not win,
Well, I'm just saying, you listen, it's like what happened with him was like a perfect storm in the sense of how they won, and people kind of like doubted Brady for so long that it held Belichick up. And Belichick is a great coach. He's definitely a great coach. But I just think people put too much on like coaches and when too much blame, too much credit.
But this is what I'll say.
Managers, bro. They shouldn't be called coaches. They should be called
how do we go from a place where Belichick is maybe doing too much as a coach, right? Is that kind of what we're saying? Like, he's just doing too much. Like, you're making too much rules, right? To a place where a guy like Justin Fields is available and people aren't willing to draw up a playbook for him?
Right. Well, that's what I mean.
Bro,
the coaching issue.
His ego.
But y'all got Baker Mayfield running around.
It's egos.
Y'all are willing to shell out $100 million for Baker Mayfield, but you're an offensive coordinator in the NFL and you couldn't figure out how to make Justin Fields work, dog.
Come on, because it's easy. Man. Because, bro, if you take a chance,
as an owner,
I think it's honestly because
as an owner, do you want the offensive
and blame him?
Well, as an owner, Ronnie, do you want the offensive coordinator that's going to do too much? That's going to make these dudes unmotivated when his method doesn't work, or the guy that wants it done his way isn't going to do enough, and then when it doesn't work, well, this was my method, I didn't want to change it. You know, like, right?
Nah, I feel you. It doesn't make sense. I honestly think they're too scared to, you take a chance. Like, I think a lot of these guys are scared to draft a Drake May or Jaden Daniels or even a Caleb Williams because they know if this doesn't work, I am out of here. I'm
fired. Drake May's gonna get somebody fired.
Yeah, but then but if one of those guys does pan out on another team and they had the opportunity for it, you're fucking fired anyway. It's a gamble no matter what.
Hey, I'll put it. Hey,
that's why you have to take the quarterbacks if they have the pedigree.
It's the
pedigree count.
Most league in the world. It's win or go home. Doesn't matter if you're a quarterback, defense,
pedigree
coach,
count.
win or go home.
I would rather my team swing on a quarterback every year until they get it right than to sit back with Jacoby Jones.
Hang on a second. Would you? That's the
Jacoby
Browns.
Jones. Jacoby
That's
Brissett.
the Browns.
Jacoby Brissett.
You're describing the Cleveland Browns.
No.
Would you want to do that?
No, I would want to do it not in the first round, not with the first pick every year.
Every year.
Maybe,
every fucking year, bro.
And I'll say this. People talk about the Steelers, and I mean, they did bring in Rudolph. That was, in my opinion, and I'm not saying Rudolph was the answer, but go look at where Jordan Love went in the draft, and that situation with Aaron Rodgers. Go look at Rudolph and Ben. Okay, I'm not saying it would have worked. I'm not saying Rudolph was a solution, but I think there might have been a skosh of an effort to be able to bring a guy in that knew he wasn't a day one starter.
There was.
Or their ability to be a day one starter, that he could sit and learn from Ben, and it didn't work. So I think I don't give the Steelers enough credit just in that move alone of not bringing in a replacement or looking into the future behind Ben when that happened. And again, I know we always circle back to the Steelers, and I'm sorry.
Nah,
it's okay.
Fucking
it's just something that we're used to at this point, guys.
I mean, what about Russell Wilson? Like, obviously,
I was trying to talk about Russell Wilson earlier, describing the Bills situation because
firsthand, I'm well aware, the only ring that we got ever is when Russell Wilson was on a rookie contract, when he was on a third-round rookie contract. That's not a fucking coincidence, dude. When half of those guys were on rookie contracts. So when Pete just got there, still had all that smart recruiting up in the top of his fucking head, he was recruiting them guys in high school, so he knew about them guys, and nobody else was. He knew he was going to get fucking depth like that, and he did. Thus the Legion of Boom, and now we have this window. We got one ring in the window. Should have had fucking two. Not going to talk about it. Got one. Window closed. We were one and done in the playoffs every year after that. That's the Bills. That's the Bills. That's what's going to happen to the Bills.
Minus.
They're going to live in mediocrity.
Yeah, minus the Super Bowl and getting to the Super Bowl.
Minus, except they won't get the ring.
Except they won't go one and done in the playoffs either because they're going to get torched by.
Yeah, they're not going to.
Because I looked at their schedule. They got 5-7 wins. Like,
the only
for real
team in their division they have an absolute shot. I'll give it all as the Patriots.
Yeah, it's
right
Patriots.
New
Who knows?
Bro.
Maybe
they got New England.
The Patriots haven't drafted Marvin Harrison Jr. yet.
Yeah, they might be dope. We don't know. I doubt it.
Yeah.
The thing is, too, I'm hearing that fucking him, like, they're saying that the Cardinals are getting him at 4, and it's damn near a fucking guarantee because they're saying the Patriots are going quarterback
out of that pick.
Hey,
they're trying to. They're trying to. They want 4. They want 3 first for it.
I highly doubt any of these rookies go into training camp and look better than Jacoby Brissett. I'm gonna be dead ass. Jacoby Brissett's the most slept on backup in like the history.
He knows that system too. He's gonna know whatever system they're running too.
Jacoby Brissett's a dog, bro.
He's got a long career.
He really is a dog. He's one of those guys that sometimes you look back and go like, damn, I wonder what would have happened if a team when he was young built around Jacoby Brissett. Because he's really a dog.
He won't that hot coming out of NC State, bro.
No.
Right.
He's just learned a whole lot of football. Like, he just knows a lot of football,
yeah.
bro.
He's a phenomenal.
He just knows a lot of football.
But that's the weird thing about football is teams don't want to bring in. If you have a young quarterback, you don't bring in a Brissett because you're scared he's going to ruin the confidence of your young guy.
Did they draft?
Bro, did Jacoby Brissett get drafted by the Colts?
Oh, the Colts.
Behind
I
Andrew
think the
Luck.
Colts.
Yeah, the Colts.
He sat behind Andrew Luck for like a year, didn't he?
Well, not
Couple
sat behind
years.
like he was being groomed, but yeah.
No, but he was in the same room as Andrew Luck.
Yeah.
Bro,
And honestly, the play style is not far off.
Bro, let's not forget.
Luck's better, of course.
I'll call this the hot take of the day. Andrew Luck survives, doesn't get whacked like he did. That's a top 5 quarterback in the league right now, dog.
Actually, Jacoby Brissett was drafted by the New England Patriots in 2016.
Oh, wow. I didn't know.
Wow.
Yep.
There you go.
That makes sense why Mayo went back
He
out.
does use this. He does.
They still had
They already
Brady in
had
16.
Well, they had the draft notes.
Third round, 91st overall. Third round, 91st overall. Former Florida guy, started out.
They
his
were always
college
looking
career
for
at
Tom's
Florida.
replacement.
Bill was.
And
Bill hated
honestly,
him. Bill wanted to get rid of him in 2015, bro.
That always keep the chip. The weird thing is Brady, the way he got his career started by coming in for Bledsoe, always kept Brady like looking over his shoulder like the whole time. Like,
Nah.
is that what's gonna happen to me?
You can go back to college with Tom Brady and that looking over his shoulder shit. You can take that back to Michigan, bro. With Drew Hansen.
Yeah, they were
Drew Hansen,
trying
bro.
to line up for autographs. Nobody was there for Brady.
Bro, but Drew Hansen came in after, didn't he?
Hansen came in his last year. Hansen was the #1 player in Michigan. He is the Michigan guy.
Yeah.
He was like a big baseball player too. Like, he didn't have to play football.
Speaking of baseball, we are live over here.
Yeah,
Kids
we
heating
are.
up with the hitters.
Yeah, we are. I need the Astros to cover the run line.
Off 15. I hit the other 10.
I need just the Astros to win 1.5. So I need them by 2 tonight.
All right, hey, we've gone on a little bit about the NFL. You brought up our buddy Destroying on YouTube. Suffered quite an injury.
Oscar De La Hoya. Well, I don't even know his fucking first name. I'm just gonna call her Oscar. I know his last name is De La Haye, so we'll call him Oscar De La Haye.
Yeah, close enough.
I'll say this.
He looks like an Oscar.
I watched him sizzle at that kid, and he got up, and you could tell he had a little kink in his
He
neck.
did it. Hey, when he was running off doing this,
yeah,
that's when I knew.
Look,
he ain't kicking
I'll
the
tell
ball.
you this. He hit that kid
all the rest of the year.
You know what he said in his head? Man, all them subscribers better see me get the fuck up after this. He said, I can't go down like this. I'm jogging to the sideline with a broken neck. Hey.
Adrenaline back up on his feet quick. Plus, he made a hit, too. So, like, when you make a hit that's good like that, he was like, he made the hit, but then he was concerned for he heard something. I know he felt it hurt something happen where he was like, oh fuck.
You feel that pop before you
You're
do
such
anything.
denial,
you feel it.
Some electronics going through your fingertips.
Yeah, bro. It's just a lot of fucking electricity in your body,
when it's really
boy.
bad though, when it's really bad, you have no air in your chest. It's like someone took the wind out of you. You're like, like.
My stinger that like sent your arm like all the way up like this, and you look like Stephen Hawking for about 5 minutes until you decide to push your arm down and started getting everything up.
That's called close to paralyzation, brother.
Oh, well, that happened a couple times. So
yeah, our defensive line coach in Washington, North Carolina, my junior year, decided we're smacking full speed before games.
Bro, every time. Shout out Ivan Butler.
Hey,
shout out Ivan Butler.
I lined up. This is the beginning of this league, and I think you'll start to see, they're really trying to keep that brand of the NFL football, the quarterback. I think you'll see as this league develops that you'll see some offensive coordinators coming out with some crazy stuff because of the fact that they don't have these quarterbacks that, I think the skill positions, especially on defense, will start the talent will rise, and that quarterbacks are not getting any better. So you're going to see some real ingenuity, some stuff that maybe we haven't seen for a long time, or maybe never.
You'll see some stuff like you saw in the CFL, like with Mark Trestman. You remember when Mark Trestman came over from the CFL and was the Bears head coach?
Yeah, bro. I was just gonna. He's gonna. No, there's a better one. Pass rusher, Miami Dolphins. What's his name, Avery? Wolf. Wade.
Shit.
Cameron Wake.
Oh, Cameron Wake.
Bro.
Yeah, Cam Wake.
Cameron Wake.
Yes.
Cameron Wake, bro. He was a 13 sack guy, 14 sack guy. That's what we're waiting for. I want to see a D-League guy come over and be a HOF, bro, Hall of Famer. Like, I want to see a guy.
But I'm saying
Cameron Wake's a Hall of Famer.
Listen, this is what
Brandon
Aubrey,
cuz.
I was about to say now. Whoa.
Hey, but this is what I'll say. I guarantee, you see a lot of these Deebo Samuel type players, right? These hybrid guys. That's, I think, the
running backs playing receiver.
I think those guys are what this UFL is really gonna crank out. You know what I mean? Or these hybrid linebacker safety, linebacker corner combos that can come into the league and cover.
I think it's gonna be linemen. Because the league is desperate for linemen. The league will take linemen from anywhere, bro. There is not enough good offensive linemen, and there's way too many good defensive linemen.
It's the hardest position to play in the NFL. I am a firm believer in that.
Bro, because pass rushers are incredible today. Like, bro, it's nuts. If you're a great athlete, they're not going to say, hey, you're a great athlete. Can you gain 100 pounds and play tackle for me? Fuck no. They're going to be like, yo, on the end, go get after him, bro.
This is what I'll say. The defensive end, I think, is your pedigree position, brother.
It is.
I think you could draft DNs on pedigree alone. You'd be all right. Because
coach them up.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
Because
you
those
can
dudes have to move laterally with running backs and have to hand fight with offensive tackles. If they can,
so you got to be able to bench 2 1/4 30 times, and you got to be able to run 4.6.
Bro, look at Aiden Hutchinson.
You got to be a freak of fucking nature.
6'7".
Just give me that. I'll figure out the rest. Trust me, I ain't even that good of a coach. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all remember Sean Oakman?
Yes.
Sean Oakman was the scariest meme in the history of Twitter at one point when he stood up against them kids at Michigan State.
Baylor football player ever.
Yeah.
And he didn't even play.
Oh,
I don't know who went to Baylor. I'm just talking shit.
Hey, I'm about to say now they had like a run at receiver for about 4 years there.
You're right.
That was ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Didn't RG3 play at Baylor?
Yeah, he did. He did.
RG3 was pretty fucking good, dude.
Bro, I was.
Hey, nah, Sean Oakman.
Like
when the meme came up of him standing at half field during the coin toss at the Michigan State, with his fucking shirt folded up.
Yes,
and he's looking at the ref.
Ngannou with fucking shoulder pads. It's petrifying,
bro.
That guy's gonna fucking eat me.
Bro, 6'7", 270, running 4.5.
The washboard.
Yeah, bro.
What are we talking about?
The washboard.
It was fucked up what happened to him too. We don't got to get into it, but it was fucked up what happened to him.
Bro, completely fucked.
Wait, what did happen to him?
He got accused of some shit that he didn't do.
He got accused of the R word.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
they found him
after
not
a
guilty,
2-year trial,
trial,
he was found not
fucking
guilty.
Negative press floating around at their school, so he was cut. Nobody wanted him. He was locker room kid. It's like,
bro, he's so lucky this wasn't like the 60s, bro. They'd have took one look at him and been like, lock him up.
Yeah, yes.
They'd be like, this dude.
They'd be like, that guy? He shouldn't be allowed
racist
to
asses,
fucking grocery shop here anyway.
Wouldn't even have had a trial,
Christ.
bro.
Our police can't stop him.
No.
We have our opportunity. Jail him.
Yeah, no, that's Iron Man.
We can't catch it. He's running. He probably run forever.
That's Iron Man.
If he runs to the next state, he's out of our jurisdiction. Put him in jail now, huh?
Thank God that man got due process. Good Lord. Yeah, that sucks, man. That's too much. I don't think people understand too that like every athlete ever from Tom Brady to Michael Jordan questions themselves, sits there at night and asks themselves, is it worth it, man? Is this shit worth it? They wake up in the morning and think, is this what I want to do? Like, so you add mental stress like that onto it, bro. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty hard.
Ronnie, what y'all got a bet? One bet that you like this weekend? For anything.
Scotty Scheffler.
He'll be in day 3 by the time this airs, but that was gonna be one of mine. You can get him 4-1 right now. One that you like.
For some reason, money is coming in on Cody Garbrandt. I think he's just gonna get knocked out again by Figueiredo.
Yeah, I like that. What's the line on that?
I haven't looked at it yet, but from what I've heard, money's been coming in on Garbrandt. I don't know why. He already went down in weight once.
Figueiredo's minus 320. Do a different one.
All right.
Let me do mine first.
Aljamain
Sterling Sterling money line minus 170. He's going against Calvin Kattar. People forgot how good Aljamain Sterling is because he's lost a couple.
I got a good hot take. I got a good hot take because this is my guy. John Mahal
he's a dog.
knocks out Pereira.
Yeah, I like that too. I hate Pereira. Hate it.
Yeah.
I think he's a little overblown.
And Gaethje, bro. Hey, firefight. I love both them guys. Justin Gaethje is just on the top of his shit right now. He's just hitting like a fucking ton of bricks. He got maybe the toughest chin in all of MMA. Justin Gaethje's gonna win that motherfucker. That's going to be a war.
Who's he fighting against? Holloway?
Listen, Max Holloway. That's going to be a war, bro. That's a war, fellas. That is a war.
Gaethje wins just because he can't
listen,
die.
Hold on. Let me just... Hold on. I died on this bridge one time, but it was because the fighter was too small and Gaethje had way more reach than I thought, so he couldn't implement how much better of a true striker he was. That was Fiziev. Max Holloway is going to put on a clinic. Mark my words. This is a dominant striker boxer. Gaethje puts his head down and swings. Yes, if he connects, you're knocked out. I promise you, bro. Max is gonna. No big deal, bro.
I bet you Justin Gaethje tries to wrestle. I bet you Justin Gaethje tries to wrestle.
That's what makes no sense about Gaethje.
But why? What if Gaethje comes out and it's the Conor McGregor? Isn't this a BMF fight?
Yes.
So. What if this
for the BMF title?
This is the second BMF title where there's a knockout in 3 seconds and he tries to take him down and Holloway just knees him in the chin again. Or uppercut.
This is the thing too. This is the thing that people
Gaethje stayed at lightweight.
I don't know.
Yeah, Holloway went up.
Gaethje wins, bro.
He's at 155.
Gaethje wins. If it's at 155,
you realize Max Holloway has had a 155
200
title
times.
fight.
Gaethje wins.
Yeah, but he's still 2 inches taller, and he was just almost close to 200
He
pounds.
carries weight. He carries weight fine.
Max is bigger than Gaethje.
That's
Nick Taylor, I know you're watching this. Gaethje's gonna win. We know that.
Nah, I love this one. Me and Josh. This is perfect.
Love Max Holloway to like my top 5 all time. Love Max Holloway.
Sure.
Gaethje's gonna win. I think he's gonna finish chin. It's a wall.
He finishes Gaethje.
You're punching a brick wall.
I got Holloway. You got Gaethje. I like that.
Bro, do you remember Ortega? What Holloway did to Ortega a couple years ago, and it was a doctor stoppage because Gaethje put like 300 on him, and his face was all fucked up. And he wouldn't go down?
Bro, yes, because he was sitting there trying to teach him how to play defense in the middle of the fucking fight.
In the middle of the fight.
Yes.
He was telling, put your hand here.
Bro, Justin Gaethje.
I'm tired of punching you in the face. Put your hand here.
That's the only way Holloway wins that fight is if the exact same thing happens and they call it a doctor stoppage. He's not knocking out Justin Gaethje. Justin Gaethje hits like a fucking ton of bricks. Justin Gaethje hits like puberty hit Justin Bieber, buddy.
Yeah, but Max Holloway has never been knocked
mounds.
down. Max Holloway has never been knocked down. Gaethje's been knocked out multiple times. Eddie Alvarez beat him. You see what Conor did to Eddie Alvarez?
You're such a
Max
Gaethje
is going
hater.
to dominate.
So
I'm
weird.
telling you.
I will say, Ronnie, you are giving off signs of Gaethje hate. Because you did say, you died on the hill of Rafael Fiziev. You said Rafael Fiziev was going to beat the shit out of him.
Not losing that fight.
No, that was a good fight, though. That was a great fight, though, between Fiziev and dude. But
Gaethje fucked him up, bro.
Gaethje
Bro,
They
Gaethje was hitting that guy with concrete fucking fist, bro. Look at Fiziv's face. It looks like Riley's shirt.
Fiziv is
fucked.
Was a lot smaller than Gaethje, but I'm telling you, bro, Max is. I don't know. Learning boxing does not matter. Then if he outstrikes Max Holloway, bro, it just nothing makes sense.
You know that Jamal Hill's the underdog in that? They got Pereira favored. I like that even more now.
Oh, I knew they had Pereira favored, bro. I really like that one. I think Hill is an absolute killer.
So let's just look at guys. Listen. This is me playing stats. I'm reading the box score of these fights. Okay, take it for what it's worth. I'm just looking at this. Okay. Max Holloway has done some KOing.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Especially in the last
he has
5 fights.
The most strikes and anybody in UFC history. Max Holloway has.
Gaethje has done some getting knocked out before.
Mm-hmm. You can only eat punches for so long.
Well, I'm looking to see.
Eventually, your chin goes.
Where the last time that Holloway was submitted. 2012. Dustin Poirier.
Ooh. Who just got knocked out by Gaethje.
I said submitted.
Right.
Okay. So, I'm just saying, if we look at some box scores here, the probability of Max Holloway knocking out Justin Gaethje is a lot higher than Justin Gaethje knocking out Max Holloway. That's all I'm saying. Okay? If Max Holloway is going to win the fight, it's going to be punches. If Justin Gaethje is going to win the fight, I don't think it's going to be punches. I think he's going to have some takedowns, maybe in those 3rd, 4th, and 5th rounds.
We've never seen Gaethje, never seen him
wrestle
in the MMA, not once.
Not once. That's the problem.
It would be cool.
I can't tell you
Avery was
why.
saying he thinks he's going to wrestle. I'd love to see it. He was a fucking all-state, D1 champion.
D2 All-American, bro.
He's made
D2 All-American.
The problem is, though, is
some school in New Mexico.
Yeah.
He was
a dog.
There's a way that wrestling transitions into MMA, and what he did was he used his wrestling to never get taken down himself. His takedown defense is extraordinary.
He's a 155 Chocolate Dale. He's a 155 Chocolate Dale, bro.
Yeah.
That's literally what Justin Gaethje is.
Remember
155 Chocolate Dale.
5 KOs in a row.
On
the wrong end of them.
Do you have a bet you like this weekend, Avery?
Nah, not really, bro. Just Scotty Scheffler, man. I'll just go Scotty Scheffler. I haven't really looked at the MMA card.
Hey, I just peeked at the UFL.
Scotty Scheffler, when this airs, however you can get him, if he's plus money, do it. There's nobody close on this earth to Scotty Scheffler.
My bet.
He's literally the best golf player on planet Earth right now.
And you'd never teach somebody to swing like he does. That's the crazy
part. Bro,
I have one more point.
Go.
I have one more point.
Go.
Scotty Scheffler would have to win the 28 of the next 56 tournaments
to never near Tiger. Not close.
like come close to Tiger Woods' stuff.
Scotty's
like
best right now.
People don't understand.
My single bet is over in the Memphis Showboats Birmingham Stallions game, over 41 points. The parlay is over in Stallions money line. They're -7 right now. Okay. It's a lot of points in the UFL, especially with the extra point rules. So I haven't figured out the spreads over 1.5 or 2 that I really like when I play with this UFL.
I lied.
Just because of that being able to go for 3 in my small history of bets, I've never really been able to bet football where you could go for 3 and how you make that comfortable at the end of the game. So I like money lines a lot better. And over in points. I mean, I think the Stallions got one of the best offenses, and they're cooking right now. They picked up right where they left off last year, and it ain't slowing down. And I think eventually you're going to see in the next couple weeks one of these UFL teams blow up and score 60 points in a game or something crazy. You know what I mean? Once they see something they're comfortable with, they get a couple, 3 or 4 plays that they know they can run in this league, it's going to just, things are going to open up. These defenders, somebody's going to make a mistake, etc., etc. So that's my bet, my parlay for the week.
Yeah, I lied. Charles Oliveira over what
Like
y'all know the
Armin
guy's name.
Sarukian.
like that.
Hey,
That's
who's
a
the
tough
dude?
one,
Who's
brother.
the dude
They
that
got him
fought
at
in-
plus 176 right now,
Yeah.
bro.
Who fought
Yeah,
in
it's gonna be a
100,
tough one.
200, and is fighting in 300?
Bro, and Jiri
The problem with
Prochazka.
Oliveira.
Jiri's a fucking underdog.
Who?
Jiri Prochazka?
Yuri.
Yes. He's fighting fucking Rakic.
Rakic.
Oh yeah.
That's the last fight of the prelim. That's the last fight of the
Yeah, this card
prelims.
is
That's a
crazy.
prelim fight, bro.
Yuri should win that fight.
100% needs the underdog. Minus 104.
Yup.
There's some beautiful underdogs on this card, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, is this Holly Holmes' last fight?
I hope so.
Probably.
I hope so.
She beat
Hey, better
fighting
than
Kayla Harrison.
Better than night. You ain't gonna
She's
make
fighting
no money
Kayla
on
Harrison?
it. Bo Nickel will
Yeah.
win.
Minus 3,000.
Yeah,
If you
Riley,
pay
you're
$3,000,
you're
you'll make
setting the
100.
world ablaze with that take there, Dunbar.
Take him money line in the next fight. I don't give a fuck who he's fighting.
That's the problem. People want to see Bo Nickel actually fight fucking someone.
How many fights has he had in his life?
He's had 7, but it's the way that he's done it.
He's just 10 motherfuckers' windows so fast.
But his mom's a boxing coach, and he has all that wrestling experience behind him. Eventually, they need to definitely give him some better.
I'm saying 7 fights into the greatest UFC fighter's career wasn't in the UFC. It was in the...
See, Alex Pereira won the championship at Fight 7.
Yeah, and that's just Dana being a fucking clown.
Yeah, oh yeah. If Bo Nickel went on stage right now and said "fuck Dana," he'd probably be fighting Francis Ngannou tomorrow. That's what Dana does.
He'd be like, we made a call. You have a new opponent. Meet Francis. Meet Big Frank.
Yeah, we re-signed Francis.
Big Frank, he's literally one of the best boxers alive, and he's had 2 fights. Meet Big Frank. He's had 2 boxing matches, one against Tyson Fury, one against Anthony Joshua.
Anthony Joshua. He's fought 2 of the last 3 heavyweight champions of the world.
Yeah.
So
in his first 2 boxing matches.
So who's the best? Who's the right now? Since we're on the topic, who's the best pound for pound fighter competing right now in the UFC?
Islam Makhachev.
Islam Makhachev. Is there an argument here?
I say it's Topuria.
Okay.
No, I thought you were asking like who is it recognized as?
John Jones still on the roster? Is John Jones still fighting? Because
I don't know. Anybody read about John Jones?
I'm that dickhead. I'm that guy that will just state the obvious. Like, I get what y'all are saying.
He's still doing drugs,
so you can
and
put
Dana's
some more
covering for him so that he can fucking continue to fight.
I guess what I'm getting at is that guy, the number 1 pound for pound guy, did he fight his first? Well, I think Bo Nickel had 3 fights out of the UFC,
something like that.
Okay,
PFL or something.
Was Topuria or Islam Makhachev? Where were their first? What did their first 7 professional fights consist of?
Yeah. You're right. You got to give the kid time to learn. Just because he was, I agreed.
You know what I'm saying? Like, sure, he's beating the piss out of people, and maybe he could be beating the piss out of somebody better.
Just beating the piss out of people. This guy starching motherfuckers with 1 punch, fucking choking them out 20 seconds into the fucking fight. Like, come on, bro. That'd be like Bo Nickel walking up to me and saying, "Hey, let's fight."
He ain't started selling the fights yet, though. Right?
That's on him.
But is
that's
it
on him.
Is it on him or the league?
To sell the fights, yes.
We're about to make your bet better, Riley. Better odds.
To sell the fights, that's on
Nickel,
him. He can go out there and talk shit. Yes.
Bo Nickel by knockout plus 145.
There you go. There's the bet.
Wow, that's it.
That's it. Bo Nickel by submission minus 105.
Think he'll tap him out.
Bo Nickel double chance. Bo Nickel by knockout or submission minus 700. There's a big drop off there.
He's gonna finish it.
Yeah.
Pick one or the other.
On him to knock him out. It's Cody Brundage. I don't think it's gonna go to the ground.
Well, what's the under or something like that? Fight not to go the distance.
Under
like
1.5 rounds is probably like minus 600.
Under a minute and a half.
No, minus 280 for under 1.5 rounds.
Minus what?
Minus 280.
So you could get knockout or submission for dude for the whole fight, or you could do it not to go the distance for like way better.
Not go the distance. 5.5 minutes or less. I don't think it goes past 5.5 minutes.
7.5.
That's one fucking round. Does it go one round?
No, you get half the second round too.
Yeah, that's what I meant. 7.5 minutes.
Yeah, not 5.5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever. 5 minutes and a half.
5 plus 2.5.
Yeah.
Man.
Hey, that's like when Ronnie was doing the math about how Calvin Ridley could, get traded. We got 5 plus 2.5 down.
So what do you
What's
think?
the square root of pi, Ronnie?
Nah. It was worse. I don't know if that was worse than the whole like odds on who could win the Super Bowl MVP. Like the 49ers had 20% odds with McCaffrey, but they also had 20% odds with Deebo Samuel and Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
And
so
maybe George Kittle.
Odds, and you add those with just a one guy, and Patrick Mahomes has the chance.
Boy, that shit was funny, boy.
He was rolling, though. He was ripping. He knew what he was talking about, and we did, too.
So mine, Aljamain Sterling money line. Yours is...
For the UFC card?
Yeah, yours is
Bo Nickel by finish. Bo Nickel will finish the fight.
Okay. That's at least better than minus 3,000. Ronnie, yours is... What, Jamal Hill money line?
This is a good ad, bro. Y'all saw me take the sip. I am getting tired.
Yeah, shout out Equate.
Equate.
Yeah, we need the sponsorship from the generic brand of everything.
Episode 8 brought to you by Equate Sleep Aid.
Yeah, Equate Sleep Aid. I use Equate Fiber every day, so I can take big old dumps.
For all your tussin' needs.
I've been hearing a lot of good things about magnesium, actually.
We're not doing this. Who's yours, Jamal Hill money line?
Yeah.
What's yours, Avery? You have one, Oliveira?
I got Charles Oliveira.
That's it. We'll see how it pans out.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's all for episode 8, folks. You enjoy gambling and sweating and getting right after it this weekend.
Yeah, go watch a little UFL.
Watch some UFL, dude. There's no more March Madness. Watch some UFL.
Hey, UFL, no more.
And then not this week, next week. Watch the St. Louis Battlehawks at home.
Hey, and if you got an aviary around
crazy.
You, hit
50,000 people showing up to football games in St. Louis, Missouri, bud.
Yes.
And they told you that fan base hated the Rams.
Yep.
They were liars.
Yeah, all right, folks. Again, that wraps up episode 8. We talked a little bit about this Stephon Diggs and Buffalo closing the door and Houston opening the door. We talked some UFC 300. We talked some UFL week 1 and 2. Again, Birmingham Stallions, in my opinion, are absolutely rolling. The offense is clicking and firing on all cylinders as far as they can in these first 2 weeks.
Holding that clipboard. Holton
Ayler's still holding the clipboard. Probably where he should have been in college, but that's neither here nor there, and that's hindsight. And
Dunbar said it, not me.
Hey,
he's a hater.
Hey, I'll be a hater. That's fine. But that wraps up things for episode 8. Anybody got anything crazy?
Hey, man. Thank God this Caitlin Clark versus the world stuff will not be like killing our country anymore.
Bro. LeBron
That's
couldn't
all.
do it by himself. That's all, folks.
Hey, speaking of, Bronny James in the portal.